everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Shifty's 49ers Talk. In this video, I'm going to be giving you my predictions week by week for the 49ers in the 2022 season. But before we get into that, a couple of things I want to say. Number one, thank you to every one of you guys when you stop by the videos, like, comment. It really does help out with the exposure of the channel. And plus, I just love having those, debates or conversations with you guys in the comments, and it really just means a lot that you guys like the stuff that I put out. Number two, earlier today I was on the podcast, the Candlestick Report. Me and my buddy John J from 49ers Ultimate Report, we previewed the Bears game. We talked a little bit about tonight's game, the Bills versus the Rams. I'm going to leave a link in the description for that. Check it out. It was a really good conversation, but let's not waste any more time and let's get into the video. Alrighty, so week one, the 49ers, of course, opened the season at the Chicago Bears this Sunday. Can't wait. Football season right around the corner. Super excited. Now in this game, I'm going to have the 49ers taking the W here. I think we're going to win 27-20. Overall, I just believe the 49ers are a much more talented team, albeit the Bears do have some very good players. I think the 49ers will just be a little bit too much. Plus, we have the consistency with the coaching staff. A lot of the players have been here a long time compared to a new regime over there in Chicago. So Niners win the opener. They'll be 1-0. Then, week two, we will be welcoming the Seattle Seahawks. No more Russell Wilson. This is going to be a very different Seahawks team than what we've known for the last 10 plus years. No more Russell Wilson, no more Bobby Wagner. A lot of those guys have all moved on or retired. So I think the 49ers do win this game also. Something to keep in mind too. In week one, the Seattle Seahawks will be playing Monday night at Denver, so they'll have a little bit more of a shorter week in order to prepare for the game at the 49ers. Geno Smith, Drew Lock, whoever it is, I think the Niners defense will be a little bit too much for them. So I have the Niners winning week two, 30-17, putting us at 2-0 on the year. Now, as we head into week three, it's going to be a Sunday night football game, and boy, is this a good one. It will be the Niners at those Denver Broncos with Russell Wilson, and unfortunately, this is where I think we pick up our first loss of the year. Russell Wilson definitely has some ownage over the 49ers, but also that Denver team is just really talented on offense. Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, Javonte Williams. On defense, they brought in Randy Gregory. They have Patrick Surtain II, so they just have a lot of great players on the defensive side of the ball, and it's a little bit underrated in my opinion. So I will have the Denver Broncos winning this game 27-17. Now, week four, it's going to be a rematch of the NFC Championship game on Monday Night Football. We will be welcoming the LA Rams to Levi's Stadium, and to me this will be somewhat of a revenge game, of course, after losing in the NFC Championship game. I had the Niners winning this one 24-21. Now, we definitely have some ownage over the Rams in recent years, except for that last game that we played against them. But overall, I think the Niners will be able to get the W here, and it's going to be a really, really big-time revenge game, especially for all the players who were playing in the NFC Championship game last year. Now, weeks 5 and week 6, we're going to be on the road on the East Coast. So week 5, it's going to be at the Carolina Panthers. Now, this is a game that I kind of went back and forth on a little bit, simply because although I think that we are more talented than the Panthers, and I think we have a better team overall, we're going to be on a short week, and we're going to be traveling all the way across the country. So that's definitely a factor to think about. I think this game will be relatively ugly. But the Niners will just have a little bit too much for the Carolina Panthers. I have us winning this game in a close one, 20-17. Now, my guess is the 49ers will most likely stay on the East Coast after the Carolina game. The Niners have done this a lot in recent years, and we've always had quite a lot of success when we did this. So my prediction is we'll stay somewhere on the East Coast. Then we play the Atlanta Falcons. Now, the Falcons are definitely a team who are in a full-on rebuild mode. They do have some very good players. Let's not discount that. Kyle Pitts, I think, is going to be great. Drake London seemingly should be a very good rookie. But not only that, they have Chris Lindstrom on the offensive line. Defensively, they have A.J. Terrell, so they have some really quality players, but they're also going to be maybe a year or two away. So I have the 49ers winning this game 30-20. And on the year right now, the 49ers would be 5-1, which would be a great start to the year. Although we're going to have some really tough games coming right up. And that's going to start off with week 7. We're going to host the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, to me, at this point, after traveling on the road for a couple of weeks, things of that nature, I'm going to give the edge here to the Kansas City Chiefs. Look, I would love revenge for the Super Bowl as much as anybody, but I think trying to be as, unbiased and impartial as possible, I'm going to give this game to the Chiefs. I think they just have a lot of offensive firepower, and that's even without Tyreek Hill. And their defense, I think, is also relatively underrated too. So I'm going to have the Chiefs winning this game 27-20. Now, just before we have our bye week, we are going to be going at the LA Rams week 8, and this is going to be a really fun matchup just because I think the Rams want revenge after we beat them earlier, week 4 in my prediction. But also, the Rams are actually going to be coming off their bye week, so they're going to have extra time to rest and prepare for the 49ers. So I will actually have the Rams winning this game. I think it's going to be 30-23 in favor of the Rams. And then the Niners, we will head into our bye week. So after 8 games, I have the 49ers at 5-3. And here's the thing. So the second half of the season, there are a lot of very tough games. The schedule is not easy. However, something that I think has worked out really well for the 49ers is basically just how the schedule worked out. Like how, in terms of like home games and road games, we of course get the extra home game this year, but also we do play the Arizona Cardinals in Mexico City, which you could argue, and it probably will have a lot more 49er fans than Cardinal fans. So almost 10 home games versus 7 road games. That is something that you really have to like. Now, let's get into the second half of the season. So it's going to be week 10. Remember, the 49ers would be at 5-3 at this point. Week 10, this is going to be a really fun game. It's going to be on Sunday Night Football as well. But we will be hosting the LA Chargers. Justin Herbert, that high-powered offense. They also have Joey Bosa. They have Khalil Mack, J.C. Jackson, a ton of great players on defense. So this will be a fantastic matchup. I do have the 49ers winning a close, fun game, 31-28. I think the Niners will just have enough to pull it out. Plus, coming off our bye week, we'll have that extra time to rest up and prepare for the Chargers. The week after that is that Monday night game. It's going to be in Mexico City against the Arizona Cardinals. I also like the 49ers' chances in this game. I think the Niners will win the game 27-21. The Cardinals at this point, yes, they'll have DeAndre Hopkins back, but I think after the big win against LA, it's going to give us a lot of confidence going into the game against the Cardinals. So at this point now, the 49ers will be 7-3, and we're looking really good. But week 12, we will be hosting the New Orleans Saints, and I'm actually going to have the Saints beating us in this game simply because we'll be coming off a Monday night game against the Cardinals. It'll be a little bit of a shorter week, but let's not discount the fact that the Saints have a great defense. Plus, they have a lot of good weapons on offense, so let's not discount them by any means. Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas, assuming that he's going to be playing. Chris Olave is a fantastic rookie. I think he's going to have a big year as well. And we know that Jameis Winston, of course, he'll make his mistakes, but he also can make some big plays too. Plus, with a great defense behind him, I'm actually going to have the Saints winning this one 24-17. The week after that, we will be welcoming back a few familiar faces. We're going to be hosting the Miami Dolphins. So Mike McDaniel, Raheem Mostert, Trent Sherfield come to mind. We'll be welcoming them back to Levi's Stadium. I have the Niners winning this one. I think the Dolphins are a team who've improved significantly in the offseason. We'll see how it translates into the regular season, however. I just think that this Niners defense will be a little bit too much for a guy like Tua. So I have the 49ers winning this game 28-20. The Dolphins will have some big explosive plays with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, but I think their offense in this game will be a little bit inconsistent, and I'll have the 49ers taking the win here. And this would put the 49ers at 8-4 on the season. Now, another big-time matchup the week after. We're going to be hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tom Brady coming back to the San Francisco Bay Area. 49ers, Buccaneers. This is a big-time matchup. Unfortunately, I'm going to have the 49ers losing this game. I think that Brady and the Buccaneers offense will be a little bit too much. They have a good defense in their own right. So I'm going to actually have the Buccaneers winning this game 28-24. This is a game that I really went kind of both ways on it because, look, the Buccaneers, they've had some significant injuries to their offensive line. Brady, he's the best of all time, but he's not super mobile. So this 49ers defensive line, I could see racking up some sacks. But overall, I'm going to give the edge to Brady on this one, 28-24 to the Buccaneers. Then the week after that, which will be week 15, we will be traveling to the Seattle Seahawks Thursday night football. I think this will be an ugly game. I think the weather might not be great this time of year. Both teams on a very short week. I'm going to have the Niners winning this one 17-13. Again, weather permitting, but I think this will be a relatively ugly game. But I just like the 49ers talent a lot more than what the Seattle Seahawks have. So at this point now, we are at 9-5. Our record's 9-5. We have 3 more games left in the year. It's going to be really interesting to see how the rest of this plays out, and it's going to kick off with a game at home versus the Washington Commanders. Now, I do think the 49ers should be able to win this game. We'll have a couple of extra days to prepare for it, having played on Thursday Night Football the week before against the Seattle Seahawks. I think the Commanders have a good team. Their defensive line is very, very, it's elite. They have a lot of great players there. Jonathan Allen, Chase Young, Montez Sweat, Deron Payne. So a lot of really talented players there. And weapons, scary Terry McLaurin. Then rookie Jahan Dotson should be pretty good too. So we'll see how it plays out. But I do think the 49ers will have enough talent, and just at this point, Trey Lance will have more than enough experience to get us the W in this one. I have the 49ers winning 30-20. Week 17. Who do we play? Well, we visit the Las Vegas Raiders. Of course, the 49ers and the Raiders, a lot of history right there. We don't even need to get into that. But this is going to be a fantastic game. It's going to be on New Year's Day. So a lot of people are going to be there with hangovers. And I think that the 49er fans are really going to show up in Vegas for that game. I do have the Raiders winning, though. I have the Raiders winning 27-24. Max Crosby, Chandler Jones, who they signed, really solid players there. Their offense with Devontae Adams, Derek Carr, I think that they'll just be a little bit too much. I think it's going to be a really close game, 27-24. No joke, only a field goal separating the teams. But I'll just give the slight edge to the Raiders in this one. So that puts us at 10-6. And then we have our final game of the year. We are going to be hosting the Arizona Cardinals. Now, the exact time for this game hasn't been announced. I'm sure it's going to be permitting on records and playoff implications and things of that nature. But I do have the 49ers winning this one because I think there's going to be playoff implications on the line. I think the 49ers are going to go all out. Plus, after having lost the week prior to the Raiders, I think the 49ers will be out for blood. So I do have the 49ers winning 27-17 in week 18. And here's the thing with the Cardinals. We know that under Cliff Kingsbury, as the season goes on, the Cardinals just seemingly tend to run out of gas. So I do think the 49ers will get the win here, week 18. So overall, let's review and do a quick recap. I have the 49ers going 11-6 on the year. At home, it'll be 6-3 record. On the road, it'll be a 5-3 record. I think it is a tough schedule in terms of opponents, but we can't do anything about that. But overall, the schedule just plays out so well for us. There's 18 weeks in the regular season. After week 6, we only have 3 road games, which is crazy to think. 4 road games. But one of those road games is going to be in Mexico City, where we know the Niner fans are going to show up. And you could even argue that for the road game at the Rams, there's going to be a lot of Niner fans. The road game at the Raiders, there's going to be a lot of Niner fans. So in terms of home road games, I think this has worked out really well for the Niners. I really do believe in Trey Lance. And as long as our guys, we have no catastrophic injuries, the guys stay healthy, I do like the 49ers to make the playoffs, to go 11-6, and I think we will make some noise when it comes to playoff time. So that's going to do it for the video, guys. I do want to thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you agree with my predictions, if you disagree, whatever it is, I think we can have some really good debates in the comments section for a video like this. But again, I just want to thank you guys for checking out my videos, liking, subscribing, leaving comments. It helps the channel out a lot, and it means a lot to me. So thank you very much. And you know, guys, I'm going to say 2 things before I go. The butt counts, and I'm going to catch y'all on the flip side.